Hey, what's going on, everybody? So those bugs right there are some of the many that have plagued the PS4 version of Cyberpunk 2077, the version which I happen to play on and can vouch for. And as a Grand Theft Auto based gaming channel, I can safely say that Cyberpunk makes Vice City look amazing, and that's a game from 2002. That's how bad the bugs are going on the PS4, and because of that, Sony has just announced about 30 minutes ago, all around with a message that says Cyberpunk 2077 refunds. SIE strives to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via PlayStation Store. SIE also will be removing Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store until further notice. Once we have confirmed that you purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store, we will begin processing your refund. Please note that the completion of the refund may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. So, wow, that's crazy. This is a first of its kind, I think. So let's drop a like on the video for history being made. Literally, let's see if we can get 2077 likes on this. So in case you don't know and don't play Cyberpunk or play it on the PS4, when this game released on the PS4, and I'm not sure about the Xbox One, but it plays worse than like GTA Vice City on the worst gaming PC in the world. Like, it's very buggy. I can vouch for this because I own it on the PS4. I also own it on PC. The game runs smooth on PC. The game also runs smooth on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So the biggest thing that I can say is, you know, the game was overhyped. And I don't mean that in an offensive term. That just happens with everything in modern media. Because of social media, everything is so fast-paced. So we're all moving so quick, and that goes with movies, music, everything. It all leaks early. People pick it apart, and then that's it. And people don't enjoy it because it's already been like analyzed to death. And I think that's happened with Cyberpunk, but also the biggest thing is that it should not have been released for last gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. And it's weird to refer to those as last gen consoles, but really, it shouldn't have. And I think a lot of people get so caught up in the fast-paced society and culture that you forget that, wait a minute, yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One are 7 years old at this point, or about to be 8 years old, which is crazy to think about. And with that, you know, that hardware is also a decade old, or almost a decade old, probably around 2010, 2011. So we're playing a game made in 2020 that's really advanced, especially on the new PS5 and all that, on last gen. That's like playing GTA 5 on a really bad, slow laptop that you could, the cheapest laptop that you can find that's not meant for gaming. I mean, and that is obviously the reason for the bugs and stuff. And because of that, it leads me to wonder what happens next. Is CD Projekt Red gonna fix this for last gen, or are they gonna write it off? Because yes, there's a lot of last gen fans, being that current gen just came out and you can't even buy you know, a new console right now, a PS5, because they're being sold out because people are scalping. And I already made a video on that today, but that's the big thing. So do you write it off and forget about those fans and kind of ruin your reputation because it's cancel culture, or do you fix it and put it back out? Now, the thing is, I saw a bunch of fans of CD Projekt Red, obviously who created Cyberpunk, say that things like this have happened before, especially with like the Witcher series, which CD Projekt Red is also known for, and glitches and bugs within those games, but those games are also considered like legendary masterpieces now. So what I think is, once we get past the initial hype phase and the hate phase and all these weird phases that you go through before people can actually enjoy the game, the game is going to have a tainted legacy. But in the long run, I don't think it's going to be, you know, the GTA killer that every new open world game like this is rumored to be. I just don't think that's happening anytime soon. But, you know, I think this game will definitely stand out in and on its own. But there is a lot of things wrong with this game, and I can also safely say it was overhyped in the sense that, like, this game is missing basic features. So anyways, this video isn't a review about Cyberpunk. I want to talk a little more about what CD Projekt Red had to say, and, well, they said, "We would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The statement read alongside it, CD Projekt Red said players could request refunds for the console versions if they were dissatisfied. However, there was no official word from Microsoft or PlayStation about honoring these at the time until today. Sony came out and dropped the hammer and said, yes, order in the court, we're taking it off the shelves. So hopefully we get a better version and everything is smooth and it doesn't taint the legacy of Cyberpunk. And I want to touch base on that real quick. And by that, I mean, let's take Red Dead Redemption 2, for instance. If you Google the analytics of games within the last 10 years, the top 2 most popular are GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, obviously 2 Rockstar games. But as amazing as Red Dead Redemption 2 is, I love that game. I had so much love for it. It changed my life literally in every way, shape, and form. But the game, as amazing as it is, doesn't have any replayability. It's like it's so realistic that like it makes it slow paced, you know? But also I think we're spoiled to like GTA 5, Rockstar fans at least, because that game is super fast paced. But anyways, Red Dead Online had a horrible launch. It's been 2 years and the game will never recover, and fans still have faith and Rockstar still supports it. And well, that's that. Red Dead Online has tainted Red Dead Redemption 2's legacy, despite it being an amazing game. And I think the same thing hopefully doesn't happen to Cyberpunk, but I just feel like it might possibly. So like I said, fingers crossed that doesn't. But anyways, I wanted to fill y'all in with some of this crazy news, being that Sony has removed Cyberpunk from the stores. So let me know your thoughts on this down below in the description. I don't think there's ever been a game in the history of history and games that has been removed for just being very bad, especially a game like this that had the industry going crazy, thinking that this is going to be the next, you know, the closest thing that we get to a new GTA, which fans also want. And like I said, this just scares me. Seeing this happen so much with games, I hope that it doesn't happen with you know, the next Grand Theft Auto, but also this makes me wonder, what will this do as far as the reputations go for game developers in crunch times? Also, you know, I do try to say, hey, this is because the you know, last gen consoles and talk about the hardware being old, but also you got to think about the fact that, wait a minute. Yes, Cyberpunk had a bunch of delays. I think they had like 3 delays, and fans were getting ticked off at that point that I think if the game were to be delayed any longer, fans would just start canceling it and nobody would play it. So instead, they were, you know, put in a really hard spot, CD Projekt Red, of we either release it or delay it again and lose fans. And either way, I think it turned out to be a lose-lose scenario, just because they shouldn't have acknowledged, or they should have acknowledged and not like clickbaited everybody by showing footage and saying that, hey, it's very subpar on these consoles, but I think like they just literally clickbaited everybody with that. So anyways, I think we all just need to stay positive. Yes, it's unfortunate, and I think a lot of people were hyped for this game. But in the long run, I think that everything will be okay. Hopefully it all bounces back. But if not, looks like y'all are going to have to buy a next-gen console, which, you know, right now there's not too many games, but you'll be ahead of the curve and it won't be such a bad thing. Anyways, if y'all enjoy, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.